Hello. If you are looking to buy a Subaru from Subaru of the South Hills in Pittsburgh or Subaru anywhere in the world, I have a story for you. 2020, January, I bought a brand new Subaru Ascent. That's right, 2020 Subaru Ascent. So I was really excited about it, but needless to say, I didn't drive it very much because March, the world freaked out, right? So into the garage, my car went and it did not come out pretty much for a year and a half, okay? Didn't drive my car. So now I'm driving it around and I'm starting to notice weird things like the radio all of a sudden turns on, right? And I take it back to the Subaru dealership and they're like, oh, sorry, we just got to reprogram it. Okay. Like turns on, like I'm driving and it erupts. Okay, fine. So then I'm starting to hear odd sounds in my brakes and they're like, oh yeah, it's 17,000 miles. You have to replace your brakes. I'm like, I have to replace my brakes every 17,000 miles. They're like, yeah. Oh, great. Okay. Didn't know that. So I replaced my brakes. Okay. So then I start hearing this odd sound in the back of my car. And I'm like, that's weird. What is this sound? And it's like, oh, in the front and in the brakes. And every time I brake and accelerate, it's like odd sounds. So I bring it to the Subaru dealership and they take a look at it. And they're like, quote unquote, didn't hear anything abnormal at this time. Tech did hear some things sliding in the back seat, but that was it. So he decided, this tech, that the water bottle rolling around in the back of my car was in fact causing all of the problems because I couldn't possibly know the difference between a water bottle rolling around in the back of my car and something actually wrong with my car. Well, big shocker, only a couple hundred miles later, guess what had to be replaced? My entire transmission. The entire transmission of my car, because guess what that little sound was? My actual transmission. So was it a quick process? No, it wasn't a quick process because you know why? Because I was told that my transmission of my car was such a wonder because it had been the first one in the world to fail. This is what I was told. It was the first one ever. They've struggled, but they've never failed. We are shocked. And Subaru, all the way across the globe, is flying in to learn and study your car because it's so incredible that it has failed. I don't care. I'm a mother of a whole bunch of kids. I need my car back. Right? So they replaced the transmission. Okay, so now we're at about 27,000 miles. And 27,000 miles, this really odd thing happens. The entire floor of my car starts filling up with water. That's weird, right? Of course, it was raining and my car was outside, but all the windows are closed up, right? Where is all this water coming from? So I take it back to the Subaru dealership. They take a look at it and they're like, yeah, that's really weird. Right? And I'm like, yeah, well, I've got pictures. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, let's look at these pictures. So literally there is no work listed here that they have done. They told me that they cleaned something out, that sometimes things get clogged outside. And so then the water can't filter properly. So it fills your car with water. So they fixed it. It's all fixed now. That's great. That was at 27,077 miles. Okay. So 27,146 miles. Guess what? There's still water in my car. And now it's not just on the floor of my car. It's the entire inside windows of my car. And this is in January. So not only are the outside of my windows frosted up because it's cold in Pittsburgh, the whole inside of my windows are also frosted up, which makes it dangerous. Can you imagine? Let's just imagine if you were, let's say, a parent of a diabetic who all of a sudden has an emergency. You go climbing into your car and not only have you scraped the outside windows, but now you have to somehow scrape the inside of your windows to then get your child help. Imagine, no, the air conditioning vents aren't made to defrost the inside of your windows. No. Or imagine that you are going home back to your car at 11 o'clock at night and somebody follows you to your car. You get in your car and want to drive away, but can't because the inside of your windows are all covered in water. And you didn't pack towels in your car to dry off the inside of your windows? No, because you were just going out to eat with friends. Imagine how horrifying and terrifying that would be. Just imagine, right? Okay, so that was the time where they fixed it the second time. Okay, customer says a water leak, blah, blah, blah. Technician water tested vehicle and found the vapor barrier leaking. I don't even know what that is, into the vehicle. Great, they fixed it. All better, right? Okay, so then when they replaced the transmission, because it's such a wonder, guess what is still happening, guys? There is still water in my car. And guess what they say? I have pictures. I brought in pictures. This has happened 2 times before. And I quote, technician could not verify concern. But the technician did clean the air conditioning drain, but couldn't verify it because clearly I was making it up. The pictures are lying. They couldn't verify it. I don't know. So that's the 3rd time that they fixed it. Okay, so we've made it to 31,000 miles of my car. We are now at 39,000, okay? This is when, this is when the back hatch failed on my car and had to also be replaced. Thank goodness I bought that really, really fancy warranty. So the rear hatch is replaced, and guess what? There's still water leaking inside of the car. So now this is back a 4th time. Oh, they fixed it though. They're for sure fixed it, right? So replace the vapor barrier. I have no idea. I don't even know what they did. Door sealing cover. Door sealing cover. So now we have made it to March 2023. Okay, so we're at 41,000 miles. Guess what, guys? There's still water in my car. And now when I brake at a traffic light, guess what happens? There is a wave of water that comes sloshing through the car. But is it on the floor? No. Is it outside? No. It is inside the doors of my car. You can literally hear a torrential wave pour through the walls of my car. So I take it back a fifth time. And I was told by Ken Nutter, that's right, I'm naming names, by Ken Nutter, the head of service at Subaru of South Hills. Oh, well, we're told how to fix these things. Subaru Corporate tells us how to do it, and we just do what they tell us to do. I think you'll just have to take it up with Subaru Corporate. And here, see, you guys were like, well, I'm not going to buy anything from Subaru South Hills. Clearly, they can't fix anything. You are correct. But no, now we get to transfer our love to Subaru Corporate. March 24th, somewhere around there, I open up a case. Case number... Subaru's never going to watch this video. Case number 230324-1900720. And I explained to them, look guys, the first car I ever had was a Subaru. My little red Subaru Impreza Outback was my actual backpack. I loved that car. I drove that car into the ground. That car got me through everything. The only reason we left Subaru is because we have too many children to fit into their car. So when the Subaru Ascent came out, we were like, yay, we get to go back to Subaru. Imagine my surprise when every single time I turn around, there is something else going on with my car. And now it has gotten to the point where I've had water in my car for the entire lifespan of this vehicle. And I am for sure that there was mold in it because every time I get in it, I am sneezing and feeling like doo-doo. And every time they say that they're fixing it, they're not actually fixing it. And at this point, I spent money for a brand new car, not a car with a terminal illness, a brand new car. I spent the money. I paid all of the payments on a brand new car. And instead, I just get, 20 trips to the Subaru dealership. And, and now a phone call to you guys. And I'm sure mold in my car. I'm sure of it. And, the dealership is like, oh yeah, we're going to replace the carpet on your Subaru. I don't want my car anymore. You know what I want? tell you what I want. I want my money back. I want my money back. So Subaru corporate goes, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We will get back to you in 2 to 3 business days. I've got it all down. Let me review it with you, which they do, and they get all the facts right. We'll call you back in 2 to 3 business days. Guess what? Didn't hear back. 2 weeks later, I call, and I was told that my case, the person in charge of my case, a Jonathan Hernandez, would be calling me back, but he's very busy. He's very busy, and he needs more time. What do you need time for? Here are the facts. Well, he's trying to collect all the facts from the Subaru dealership. So just give us some time. And he keeps calling them, and apparently they're not calling him back. So what do? I go to the dealership, and I'm like, okay, guys, you're not calling him back. And he's like, Ken Nutter, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't gotten any calls from them. And I was like, okay, so either Subaru corporate is lying or the Subaru dealership is lying. I don't know. And honestly, it's not my problem. You know what my problem is? My moldy car. So I'm like, well, you better call him back. I will wait right here in the dealership while you call back Jonathan Hernandez at Subaru corporate. So Ken Nutter does that. He's like, oh, so sorry, oh, this is just taking a little longer. My best friend died. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. He tells me this whole story of his best friend and his whole family. And I'm really feeling for Ken Nutter, right? Because we're all people here, right? I mean, robots build cars. They make mistakes. I mean, human beings do too. I can give people grace, the same grace that I expect, that I hope people will give me. I can give to them. I own a business. Yeah, let's figure this out. I mean, I want to really love Subaru. I want to love my car. I want to love, the process of dealing with people. I'm all about customer service. Let's go. So that was, I have no idea, April 12th, April 14th. Guys, I have probably called, today is June 2nd. I've probably called the Subaru corporate America 10 times. 10 times. 10 times. And each time I'm like, I need to talk to Jonathan. And they're like, oh, well, he'll call you back. And I go, he'll call me. And I said, I'm going on record and saying, Jonathan Hernandez is not going to call me back. And they're like, yes, he will. Yes, he will. And I'm like, nope, he's not. You're recording all these, right? And they're like, yeah. And I go, okay, he's not going to call me back. And they're like, oh, he will by 8 o'clock tonight. And I said, okay, good. I'd like to go on record and say he will not call me back by 8 o'clock tonight. And they're like, he'll actually call you back by 5. I go, oh, by 5. I would also like to go on record and say that Jonathan Hernandez will not call me back by 5. I'm like, he will though. Guess what? Jonathan Hernandez did not call me back by 5. I called Subaru corporate America and I go, didn't hear back from Jonathan Hernandez. I need an update on my car. It has been there for a month. I need an update, right? So then Jonathan Hernandez calls me. And then I launch into Jonathan Hernandez with kindness and respect, because that is what I do. That is who I am. And I say, look, Jonathan, I'm running out of patience. I need a car. I need my money back for my car, and we need to solve this. And he goes, I need more time. And then he says, the Subaru dealership is coming after Subaru corporate for the car I have been using while they are busy fixing the car. So they're trying to figure out exactly whose responsibility this is. Like, did Subaru dealership screw this up? Or is this because Subaru corporate America built a horrible car in 2020 with their Subaru Ascent, that the transmission fails, the whole floor fills with water, and the hatch is broken, and a billion other things that you can go online and look up. We just don't know who's going to take responsibility. Yeah, okay. So where were we? So at some point I get a phone call from Subaru dealership, which says, no, we sold that car that you've been using. We're going to need it back. Fine. So do I not go back to the Subaru dealership and go, I'm sorry, sucks to be you. I want my money back. No, I don't. I go back to the Subaru dealership and I go, here is your car. What are we going to do about this? And he's like, well, I fixed your car. Are you kidding me? The 5th time you're going to tell me that you fixed it? He's like, oh, I fixed it. I'm sure of it. I go, Ken, I don't want that car anymore. I don't want it. I don't trust that it's not full of mold. I don't trust that you fixed anything. What did you do? And he's like, well, we replaced the carpet. You replaced the carpet. Did you do anything else? Well, no. Well, what else did you do? We replaced the carpet. What about the doors? Did you open up the doors and make sure all of that was cleaned up? Did you get all the mold out of the car? Oh, well, we replaced the car. Oh, yeah, no, yes. Yes, we opened up the doors of the car. Forgot. Yes, we totally did. We aired that out. Guess what, guys? Maybe they did. Maybe they did. But I still got little stuff in my car doors because I got kids that drive around in it with me. And these car doors have not been cleaned. I know what car doors look like clean because I haven't had them for years. So I would definitely know what it would be like if somebody had taken off the car doors. There would not be dust on the outside of the car. That wouldn't happen. So did they take off the car doors? They might have. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. I don't actually know. But what I do know is that was never spoken about until I asked about it. I know that every time I get in this car, I have to have the windows down because I'm sneezing and coughing in this car because my nose instantly fills up. So then Ken goes, yes, no, we definitely fixed it though. And I was like, Ken, I don't believe you. And then he says, and I quote, ready for this? I swear on the grave of my daughter that your car is fixed. I swear on the grave of my daughter that your car is fixed. I'm a parent. The death of a child has to be the worst thing that could happen to somebody. I'm sure there are a couple of worse things that could happen to people, but in that pile is the death of one of your children. You are not ever, as a parent, supposed to see your child die. They're supposed to way outlive you. You're supposed to die thinking my child is going to go off into the sunset and have a wonderful life. That is what you are supposed to think. You are not supposed to ever see your child die. I have no idea what happened to Ken Nutter's child. Here is my question. Why did he bring up the death of his child? Is he looking for sympathy? Was he looking for a delay? Like, so sorry, but my child died. And so I couldn't get to your car. I'd be like, my God, screw my car. I don't care. Like, just leave it there. I'll keep the rental. Like, do what you got to do. But no. Nope. No, he did not say that. My God, I can't even say this. I can't even believe I'm saying. He used the death of his child to gain trust with me. He used the death of his child so that I would believe that he had fixed my car. Who does that? Who does that? And I was so shocked he had said it. I couldn't even acknowledge what had happened. My husband and I walked out and we were like, did he just say, I swear on the grave of my child that the grave of my daughter that your car is now fixed? Did that actually happen? Because clearly there is, look, as a business owner, there's protocol, right? And with a company like Subaru, you know they have it, right? So the dealerships have to follow that protocol too, right? So clearly the protocol for corporate America, as well as these local dealerships, is to never return a phone call. Never return a phone call, right? To do everything they can to get you off the phone so that you feel like you've been heard, right? And then they're going to say that they're going to do something and then not do it. Clearly, that is the protocol, right? Make promises left and right. Don't keep a single one. That is it. Is the protocol of Subaru America and these dealerships to now bring up horrible situations to gain trust with your clients? Because not only did Ken Nutter talk about the death of his best friend, the death of his child, But literally the same day that he's telling me, oh, like, I swear on the grave of my child, he goes, I'm going to get back to you today. Or yeah, Friday. It was Friday. I'm going to get back to you today. And if you don't hear from me by Friday, by this afternoon, you'll hear from me Monday or Tuesday. I would get back to you sooner. I'm having health issues and I have to go to the hospital this afternoon. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm like, let's give Ken the benefit of the doubt. Again, let's give Ken the benefit of the doubt. Guess what? Ken has not called me back. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm going to talk to the owner of the Subaru dealership and then I will get back to you. Guess what? 2 weeks later, nothing. Not a thing. So I call Subaru Corporate America again yesterday. And guess what? Jonathan Hernandez has closed the account. Oh no, he called you. He called you and told you to go pick up your car and he got it all squared away with you. I have it right here on record. So this whole time that I've been like, oh, got to give Jonathan Hernandez of Subaru Corporate America some time to fix this. Guess what's happened? He closed it out and lied again that he had called me. And I'm sitting here in a car full of mold that A, Subaru Corporate America built, and B, the Subaru dealership perpetuated. And will anybody call me back? No. And so what do I get to do? I get to continue to pay for a brand new car that I never got and drive around in a car that they have damaged. I fought doing this video for the entire 10 weeks of this process. I was like, don't do it, Hillary. Don't do it. Don't throw people under the bus. Don't do it. And I told Ken, Ken, people have to know. People have to know what's going on. And he goes, that's what he said. I go, Ken, what do I do, a video or something and tell people about it? And he goes, I literally talking to Subaru Corporate America yesterday. I was like, do I need to do a video? I'm not a influencer. I'm not like famous on YouTube. Do I have to do a video? And they go, say nothing. They say nothing. So here I am doing a video. But here's the fact. The truth has to be known. The truth has to be known. And as my late father used to say, that's right, on the grave of my father. You know what he used to say? The truth is always positive, even when it's painful. The truth is always positive, even when it's painful. If Subaru wants to fix it, they sure as heck can. If Subaru wants to call me back, they sure as heck can. If Subaru dealership, South Hill Subaru, Ken Nutter, wants to call me back, they sure as heck can. Until then, I will sit here in this car. I will drive my children around. And I'm posting this video because I do not want anyone else to have to go through this nightmare. I am beyond disappointed in Subaru. I love Subaru. I loved Subaru. And I hope that you have a good experience with Subaru. I hope that they take care of you. Because if I get another email from Subaru Corporate America telling me how they are solving world hunger, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind. How about you just pick up the phone, call someone back, and fix the mess that you have made? Until then, find another dealership, find another car brand. It is not worth your health and your mental well-being. I wish you luck. Godspeed.